The pick is in.
The Pittsburgh Penguins have made their first selection in the 2025 NHL Draft. I'm Rachel Donner, joined now by Hunter Hodes of Locked On Penguins. And the Pittsburgh Penguins have selected Ben Kindle with the 11th overall pick. Hunter, he's a smaller guy. Like, what do you think about this particular pick?
I actually think Ben Kindle is one of the most underrated prospects in this draft. I had him on my Penguin specific big board coming into the draft. I don't think enough people were talking about him. He had a really good season for the Calgary Hitmen, 35 goals, 99 points. Again, I think he's very underrated. I would have went Victor Eklund because I had him top 5 in this class, but I understand why they liked Ben Kindle when you put on the tape. Has really good speed, great release, doesn't need a lot of time and space to utilize it. Really good at winning the one-on-one battles. I saw him do it very often along the boards. He has experience playing with Tanner Howe. That's his line mate. And he's just super smart. Like, you can see the hockey IQ is very much there. He's good in his own zone as well. So there's a lot of reasons why I think they liked him with this pick. Is it maybe a little bit of a reach? I guess maybe you could say that, but is it a disaster that some people in the fan base are making it out to be? No, because he instantly becomes one of their best prospects in the system, if not the best.
Now, I think we kind of have to wrap this pick into the trade of the next pick to the Philadelphia Flyers in exchange for 22 and 31. First off, a trade between these two teams is rare to begin with, but at the draft, especially so. And I think given the fact that you have 2 additional picks in this round, does it make it less of a risk to take Kindle in the 11th spot?
That's an interesting question. I still think, it's funny if Eklund still is there at 22. We're recording this at like 9:20 right now. There's still a few picks away from getting down to that pick. If he's still there, then maybe some fans would be like, okay, Kyle Dubas did in Galaxy Rain it. It's still crazy right now that we're recording this and he's still there halfway through the first round. I don't understand it at all. But, they've been wanting to get more picks over these next few years. I mean, they have 30 plus picks in these next 3 drafts. They're not going to use all of them. But, it's just another opportunity to now potentially not gain 2 players in this class, but 3. And there's still good players available as of this recording. Colin Potter, who I had on my board, he is still there. As of right now, Kayshawn Aitchison is still there too. Lyndon Lakovic, who I think they like as well, is still there. Reshny, I know, is still there too. So they're going to have plenty of options once the pick gets to 22 and then 31 as well. So, we'll have to see what they do. But in terms of risk, I mean, maybe a little, but I still think I implore some more fans to put on the tape of Ben Kindle. Again, he's one of the most underrated prospects in this draft, I think.
No, absolutely. I agree. And he's somebody that I scouted out for the Flyers to potentially take at 22 or 31. So I do think he was picked a little higher than maybe he could have gone to. But I do think his upside is extremely strong. And you're right. He just cannot stop scoring with 99 points this past year for the Calgary Hitmen. And Calgary is like a sneaky good development team. Like, they always seems to put out really good players. So how do you think he fits into Kyle Dubas's plan overall?
I still think he's at least a couple years away, if not maybe a little bit more. In my opinion, he's not going to be ready this season. I think anyone who thinks that, it's probably a bit wishful thinking. Next season, even after that for 26, 27, I think also might be a little soon. Again, sometimes it's a bit different, but I think he's probably a couple years away to 3 years, which is still fine to me just because they are very much in a rebuild right now. They're trying to do this as quick as possible. I don't see them becoming a bona fide Stanley Cup threat again for probably the next 4 to 5 years, at least, as they go through this rebuild. And I think he'll definitely be ready by then, in my opinion. But that's how I think he kind of factors in. I'm excited to see him at development camp if he is there, which starts next week.
Right. So if he winds up as a 3rd liner, are you satisfied with the pick?
That's a good question. I think his upside is top 6. I think there I would be pretty happy. 3rd line, if he's contributing still on a nightly basis, I would say sure. But if it's maybe not as much as I want, I obviously be a little bit more disappointed.
Yeah, I get it. But for continued coverage of Ben Kindle and the rest of the Pittsburgh Penguins picks in this year's draft, check out Locked On Penguins on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.